Welcome once again. I am Sister Prisca, and you are listening to me from a moment with Sister Prisca. I have some questions to ask you, and if possible, you can drop your response at the comment section. Have you ever struggled to speak your mind? What pressure did you feel around you? Maybe when you try to say what you have in mind, but you didn't have the opportunity. That is actually the reason we are doing this particular program, why you struggle to speak your mind. It is true that we are in a free world, but in as much as we find ourselves in a free world, our words are not free because we are answerable to every word that we utter. Because of that, we have to be careful about the things we say. If you have ever felt frustrated because you know what to say, but you couldn't say it, this particular program is for you. These challenges may come to us either in our families, in our relationship with others, or even in our place of work, or even among our parents. We have things to say, but it's as if there is a force inside us or within us that is blocking us from airing our own opinion. And we find ourselves being silent when we're supposed to voice out what we have in mind. And at the end of that very moment, you begin to ask yourself, what actually happened to me? Was I being caged, or are there forces that were guiding my thoughts? Here are things you ought to know. It's not because you are shy or timid. Most of us struggle because no one ever taught us about the right way to express our thoughts. And because of it, we may be so fluent on our own, but as soon as we mix up with other people, we find it difficult even to utter our own words. We just become partially dumb in the face of places where we're supposed to have made our own strong contributions. But today, I would want us to change that particular thinking. Why you need to speak up when you're supposed to, how you need to overcome certain things that may be standing as a bridge or a block while you are communicating with other persons. You know, it's something that comes mechanically. You don't just prepare yourself, maybe trying to stay mute or remain quiet when you're supposed to talk. Let's just be honest. Being unable to speak your mind is not a personal flaw. It's as a result of not being taught the right way to speak. Sometimes, even in our families, there are issues, maybe when we may want to talk. Either our elders or those who feel they have more position more than us will just shun our ideas, and we just find ourselves just watching everyone as if we had no tongue inside our mouths. Here are the main reasons people struggle. Unstructured thoughts. Thus, you never learn how to organize your ideas clearly. It could be fear of pushback because you don't know how to respond without freezing. It could be because you want to avoid conflict. Thus, you were not taught how to share opinions without tension. It could be undervaluing your perspective that you doubt your worth of your own ideas. And because of this, when there are doubts, when there are no conviction about how you need to express your thoughts, this comes as a result of what we act. And because of it, we struggle to express our mind. If you have ever had this kind of a challenge, you can type in the chat your feelings or what you feel could be a solution towards stopping this kind of problems when they arise. I remember my first time when I want to speak in the public, not because I've not been talking, but because I was involved in a competition, in a debate where I needed to speak and represent a very big audience. At the first time, I have already rehearsed the points I wanted to air in the debate, but immediately I stood among my fellow students and in the presence of the teachers. It was as if something freezed all my ideas. I just found myself stammering, whereas I was not a stammerer. I just found my thoughts kind of repeating one word over and over a time. Those things just came because I did not structure myself or learn how to speak out and overcome stage fright. And little by little, it was not just something mechanical and too easy. It took me a long process because some persons took it as a duty in order to bring me through towards expressing my ideas, even if I am wrong. But at least for the fact that I was able to air my own ideas, because no person has it all. We are all learners because I learn from your own opinion and you learn from mine. So nobody should think or say that you talk nonsense because even in nonsense, there are senses inside those things. And because of it, we have to learn how to speak and even to say our mind and be prudent even to correct those who make mistakes why they make their expressions. And because of it, we have to always know that our voices matter. We need to speak out. Even those whom the society may classify as being dumb, they have devised their own means of even communicating. Because even those who could not even speak have a way of using sign language in order to express their thoughts. Even the blind can make use of braille in reading what is written, and they will be able to use it even to write and share their own opinion. So, so long as you are a human person, you need to learn how to speak out your mind and don't allow situations to compromise or even block your own possibility of saying your mind in the presence of others. Here are the mindset that you need to use to transform everything. You don't owe anybody any permission to speak. You don't need approval to share your ideas. You need to focus on value, not approval, because you need to express the truth, not people pleasing them. You need to say what you know and maintain what you know to be truth. Don't allow yourself to be conditioned by other people's own opinion. Clarity is courage. So being clear is more powerful than being perfect because you need to know what you want to say and be able to say, just say it as it comes out of you. And those around you will be able to filter the content and be able to take the rightful message in it. Don't be afraid to say your mind. Don't be afraid to speak out because we are all learners. Sometimes, if you think that you cannot air your own views, you can drop them and write them on a piece of paper or even an open note. You can write down the things you have been holding back. Don't worry about the perfection. Just write what you feel that you can write because no one is born a genius. We only educate ourselves, and by constant practice, we continue to become the best we desire to be. To actually speak your mind, you need a plan. And this is just a simple plan that you have to use. You need to, first of all, observe the environment you are and the things happening around it. And you need to think, how does this influence or impact me when you are being faced with such an opinion where you need to air your view and think about the outcome of what you want to say. For that reason, you need to be mindful and cautious about the words you utter. Don't just speak because you have every freedom to speak. Speak because what you are saying needs to be constructive in order to make a positive impact on the life of those listening to you or those in front of you. Instead of I don't like this, you can try. How would you feel about trying this in a different way? Because you need to turn your own segment into questions as if you're giving an opinion. Don't impose your thoughts on other persons because you have to give yourself that benefit of doubt that at least you are not imposing your thoughts on other people. Give it to them as an idea and ask questions. What if this is being done in this way? How would it be? So you need to stand clear with every of your opinion and make sure that your action reflects what you say. Even after learning many different ways of trapping out your views, you still need to be careful because the power is in the tongue, and the tongue says things that we need to evaluate and reconsider before we voice them out. So, dear friends, you need to speak out and don't allow fear to take away that possibility you have. No one is the master of language. Your opinion matters. If you're in a family meeting or among friends or even in a social gathering where attention, your opinion is needed, give your opinion, just say your mind and don't impose it as if you are the one who has the final say. If you do it this way, you will continue to learn little by little and bit by bit, and things around you will begin to change for better. Learn to be quiet when you're supposed to, and learn to make use of your own language where you need to. I repeat, you are accountable to every word that you utter, and whenever you speak, make sure that you say the truth. Don't compromise truth in order to do things that you feel that you wanted doing. So, dear friends, if you are new to this very channel, don't forget to subscribe. Share the link with others and encourage them to join a moment with Sister Prisca. We are still going to be back in this very channel with more interesting topics and topics that we are going to share together. In case you have something, an idea that you would want us to share together, make use of the comment section and drop your ideas or your opinion. I will surely read them and be able to work on them. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining a moment with Sister Prisca. Don't forget to subscribe and share the link with others. Watch other videos in this very channel, and we're still going to be back soonest. Thank you very much.